Welcome, folks. Welcome to Winning on Wednesday. My name is Juan Vitas, and I'm the founder of Winning on Wednesday. Winning on Wednesday is a place we meet to network. I always say people do business who they know, like, and trust, and you can always join us at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every week. We've been doing this for 5 years, and we get to meet new friends. And speaking of new friends and new WOW member, we have officially new WOW member. Thank you so much. I'd like to introduce Nancy Leve. How you doing, Nancy?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Can you introduce yourself, please? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, my name is Nancy Leve, and my business is Video Journals Online. And what this does is help people capture and preserve their memories, their life story via a Zoom interview. It's usually a 1 hour or 2 hour interview where I act as the railroad track and keep them talking about what they knew about their grandparents and their parents and their childhood and their value system and their education and then eventually how they'd like to be remembered. And that's edited, can add photos to it. It's put in the cloud and they get a link and they can then share it with all their friends and families and they can download the video to their computer.
Excellent. We'll definitely talk more about that later. I wanted to ask you take us where did it all begin? Where did it all start? Where were you born and where were you raised?
Yeah, I'm a Philly girl.
Okay.
So I was raised in Philadelphia, but I left to go to Duquesne University in Pittsburgh at 17. Then after that, I was offered a graduate teaching assistantship and free education. So I went to graduate school at West Virginia University, where I discovered I am not a mountain girl. I am a city girl. So from there, I went to Manhattan. Best place to live when you're in your 20s and you're single. And it was a lot of fun. And then I had a job offer in Atlanta. And then my ex-husband had a job offer in Miami. And we came here expecting to be here about 2 years. And it's been 38.
Wow. So take us back. When you were a kid, what did you have any aspirations to be? Did you like any idea? Because I mean,
Yeah.
I wanted to become a veterinarian, a doctor, but then when I found out with too much studying, I got turned off by that.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a long road. No, I wanted to be a psychologist.
Ah,
And that changed when I went to Duquesne because their psychology program was not a traditional one. And I didn't like the direction that was going in. So instead, I went into sociology. Like, what did I think I was going to do with a sociology degree? But my graduate school program was very applied social research. It was very computer oriented, big data sets. And so I did my first computer programming on key punch cards.
oh wow. I take it as back. I take it as back. And I know that if you had to make an error, you had to redo the whole thing
Redo the
again.
whole
The
thing.
whole thing. Yeah. I wasn't privy to that, but my professors who were in the business used to tell me about the punch card. I actually got to see a punch card for my first time. I was like, wow, it's kind of cool.
Younger
That's a
people, younger people today don't know what a key punch card looks like.
The struggle is real, was real. Back then, the struggle was real. Wow, it's really amazing. I didn't know that about you. That's wow. You wowed me. See, this is the beauty about these interviews is they really discover about what we don't know about you. And I always tell people if I don't know what you do, I can't recommend you, right? And it's always
Right.
that thing. What about role models or anybody that inspired you? Did you have any role models when you were growing up, or anybody inspire you to today, or anybody?
Yeah, I think given the field that I'm in now, Barbara Walters, Oprah Winfrey, I wish I was Oprah Winfrey. Wouldn't that be great? But yeah, I thought they really engaged um, the people they talked to and were able to get deep into their experiences
And there were women pioneer,
and women.
women, yeah, because that era was hard to break into, but these women were pioneers for that era. So yeah,
Yeah,
wow,
and
definitely,
very successful at it.
exactly. So tell us about your first job experience. How was that like? And tell us the journey of what you went from your first job into what you're doing now.
So my first job, again, I was in New York City and I got a job with the American Health Foundation and they were doing educational health research of 3 school districts in the suburbs of New York, up in Westchester. And so I was creating their questionnaires, I was analyzing the data and helping with publications. And then I realized that nonprofit means nonprofit for all. And it's very hard living in Manhattan with a very low salary. So what I did was I took that knowledge that I had and transferred it to marketing research, even though I had never had a marketing course in my life. And so for most of my life, in and out was marketing research, and then transferred over to marketing.
Oh, wow. And you're doing that now. So exactly with your what you're doing.
Well,
Uh,
before Video Journals Online, I had a digital marketing agency for 12 years.
oh,
And
wow.
then I got tired of it and I thought, I want to do something else and I don't want to retire. So what is it going to be?
Wow, 12 years of digital marketing. I mean, I get, and how was that experience like to you? I mean, I know this,
Yeah.
how was that
It
like?
was it was fun in the beginning because I was, doing websites and doing social media and doing email. But towards the end, the best thing you can do is have reoccurring revenue. So
Yes.
therefore, I was mostly doing Google ad campaigns and Facebook ad campaigns where I was being paid a monthly retainer. And but the algorithms change all the time. So I was constantly, on webinars on YouTube and that sort of thing to keep up with the changes. It was challenging.
No, I could understand that, especially now with AI and everything. It could be
Yeah,
very overwhelming. I get it. I mean, that's how I felt when AI first came out, and I was like, okay. But the interesting about AI is that I didn't realize I was using AI before AI was out.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That so for me, it made me more comfortable. I'll give you a case in point. Example of AI was Grammarly. What Grammarly had a lot of AI built in, already, and they were using it, and I was like, wow. So I was kind of familiar with the AI, using a little bit of AI, and then when ChatGPT came out, it was just, and with me, just like anything else, like playing with it, it just I like tinkering with stuff, so it happened.
We're going to see a lot of changes in our
Oh,
life with AI coming on board. And I don't know that we're prepared for it, but we've seen a lot of changes in our lifetime. So the whole computer revolution and all of that.
Um, well, it's funny you're talking about that, and I'm glad that you can talk about this and I can share this with you because somebody who has done punch, cards, it's amazing. Yeah, they say how with AI it's going to expedite things and more quickly, solve things more quickly in the medical field, research. So those are the positive things that are going to come out, uh, to do more things in that aspect. So in the medical research, it's going to be more, cures and all this stuff, things that we couldn't find or solve, or our computers right now couldn't solve. AI will do that for us.
I know I envision a day getting an x-ray and saying to the person, don't you dare let a human do this. I want a machine to read it.
Yeah.
Because they'll be exposed to so many more. But I'm already using AI in video editing. I don't know if you're familiar with Descript,
Yes.
and
There's
it's
so many out there. So many out there.
incredible.
Yes. The script, there's Opus, there's
Yeah,
so many out there. There's well, to your point, when I used to do these video edits, go with this, I used to take me about 2 to 3 days to do it because I had a video editor on my phone, so I used to do it video. It was KinMaster, and it wasn't as robust. But now I use CapCut and others, Canva, all these other integrated tools that made it much easier. So the 2 to 3 days of editing now is 2 to 3 hours.
it's incredible.
Yeah, we'll have this interview tonight. I'll post it up tonight. That's the beauty about AI. It just,
Yeah,
we are able to expedite things much quickly. So, in that sense, yes, there's going to be a lot of innovations, a lot of good things. We have to just think for the positive. I feel that it's going to be good things. We're going to solve a lot of things. New materials, new things are going to be discovered. Better, lighter materials, more stronger materials, and that's going to be resolved with AI. So it's going to be an interesting.
definitely.
Um,
Definitely.
At this point, I like to call the golden nugget moment. And if there's any piece of information that you've learned from your business or your journey that you want to help somebody better their careers or be a better business person, is there any valuable information you want to leave behind with us or give us some examples?
Yes, during my career, I've taught entrepreneurship to many wannabe entrepreneurs. And after a while, you sort of get a feel. You may think this person's idea is not great, but this person is going to make it because they have that confidence and they have that perseverance and they have the bravery, which is all necessary. But the thing that I tell people who want to start the entrepreneurship journey is you need to finance your runway. You need to have a large enough runway in order to get the business, because nobody makes a profit the day after they start a business. I mean, you need to have time, and it would be horrible to think that you ran out of money and had to close your business 2 weeks before it took off. But if you don't have enough runway, that's what's going to happen.
Wow. That's true. It's so amazing about that. And you need to set a, you know, uh, yes, you need to set a platform, a stage and build it. And a lot of people don't realize that. It takes a lot of hard work to do that. Not going into politics, but I ran for office and I know that people didn't know who you are. And when you're selling yourself, it's hard, enough, but you got to sell service and products. That's even hard because you're competing with everybody else. So you really has to start that campaign. And it really takes one person at a time and it takes a lot of work. It's like almost like knocking on doors, really, like being a salesperson and knocking on doors. People don't do that anymore. They don't knock on doors. Remember in the 50s and 60s, they used to sell
Yes.
vacuums and stuff like that. And you become a good salesperson, believe it or not, by your experience, doing those.
Yes, definitely. When I had my digital marketing agency, I'd wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning wondering, how am I going to make this client more money? Now I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning going, how are you going to make Nancy Levy more money?
That's right. Awesome. That's excellent. Excellent. Um, no, that's all. Wow. And what about do you belong to any networking groups or organizations or communities or spheres of influences? Besides WoW, obviously. Thank you. Thank you for
Right,
WoW.
right, right. I've been doing a lot of networking these days. So a free networking organization is In This Together Roundtable, um, meets every week. And Alignable is, they have networking things going on all the time.
In
But I
person,
have,
right?
yeah, no,
Oh, no, not in person. Okay.
online.
Online.
Um, and then I have two groups that are specifically, obviously, my target audience are seniors. So I like to network with other people who have the same target audience.
Hmm.
Um, and so I belong to the Broward Coalition on Aging and the Geriatric Advisory Council. And all of their members are geared towards seniors.
See, this is the beauty about getting to know each other. So I have been working with the city of Glen Cove, with their website and doing their marketing and strategy campaign. I'm going on our fourth year, is the Office of Aging. So I've been working with them for 4 years now. So, and a shout out to Carol Waldman, who's a friend of mine, who was the former senior director for the senior center for 30 years. And she does geriatric studies at the Hofstra as well. So she's a phenomenal person. So that's somebody I could definitely connect you with. But they
I'm
see,
thinking that.
so this is exactly a wow moment. So people can see the beauty about communicating with another. And we're doing this live in an interview. So people can see how the magic works. And wow, I always you see the O is for opportunity and the light bulb and the lighting bulb. And the W's, by the way, are magnets. If you turn them upside down, they're magnets. So that attracts attention. This is a perfect example of how wow works. You spark up ideas by just getting to know, by doing these one-to-ones, by doing these interviews. And I'm like, wow, we're definitely going to talk offline. I'm going to definitely connect you to Carol. This is
Thank
going
you.
to be amazing, and I'm so excited. I'm jazzed up. You jazzed me up, Nan. You wowed me today, Nancy Levy. You
Thank
wowed
you.
me today. It's hard to wow me, but you did it. You did it.
Thank you.
All right. Nancy, what's the best way to people to contact you?
Um, I would say email Nancy at videojournalsonline.com.
Okay.
And my cell phone is 954-562-5951.
Okay.
And LinkedIn. I mean, I
Exactly.
always like to connect on LinkedIn and set up
And
one-on-ones.
exactly. And tell us about the service now, because this is really important. And I did this on purpose because I want you to give them this information twice, because I want people to know about the survey, because what you do is remarkable. I've seen your work is phenomenal. So tell us a little bit about Video Journal.
Yes, well, the interesting thing about video journals online is that I did the same thing 25 years ago. I had a little studio here in South Florida, and people would come in and I would interview them. Now, in those days, it was VHS tapes, and editing the video was a lot more complicated. But um, I knew from having done focus groups and that sort of thing, that shortly after you start talking, if you're really engaged, people forget about a video camera, and so I heard incredible stories. I got so much positive feedback. I had a woman call me and she said, "You don't know me, but you did my grandmother's video journal." And I was just at her celebration of life. And I did the eulogy and I told them everything about my grandmother's life, and everybody came up to me afterwards and said, "How did you know so much about your grandmother's life?" And she said, "I had to call you and tell you it was because of you." So
Wow.
that's the crux of it. Make sure you get those memories recorded. Don't put it off. Procrastination in this is terrible. Um, I had a client say, "Don't you think I'm too young to do this? I'm 77 years old." She said, my parents both lived in their late 90s. I said, "Well, if you live to your late 90s, we'll do another chapter." But better to get it done now, because we don't know what the future will hold. And I can guarantee what will happen. It will save regret, because after you're gone, your family, when you can no longer pick up the phone and answer their question, your family will say, "Why didn't I write that down? Why didn't I write down her stories? Why didn't I capture her voice?" I've heard too many people tell me they're holding on to the last voicemail of their mother because it's the last way for them to listen to their voice. This is a very important thing to do. It is only takes 2 hours of your time. I'm not going to ask you a question you don't know the answer to because it's about your life. And we can always edit things out. So it's really a wonderful family keepsake for those you know and love and for generations yet to come.
And more importantly, you're leaving a legacy behind for your family. This is a legacy that you can share with your great grandkids, and this is what family lineage. I mean, right now, you think of ancestry.com, right? You go and check I did a DNA, you can see all these people but it's nice to have a video legacy behind, a footprint, a digital footprint. I always say, that you need to leave this behind. And this is great. That what you do is phenomenal. And thank you. I think you're doing God's work, by the way, because you're leaving, you sharing love and compassion and leaving this behind for people to share for a lifetime, and stories are amazing. I think people's stories need to be heard, and there's a lot of great stories that don't get heard.
That's true. And it's a form of my purpose to anybody, any one person that I can do this for. I am impacting hundreds of people in their family many, many years from now who I will never meet. But it's like a gift.
Yeah, wow. Well, thank you so much, Nancy Levy. Can you tell us one more time what's the best way to reach you?
Email me at nancy@videojournalsonline.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Nancy. This has been wonderful. And if you want to be a guest on Winning on Wednesday, simply go to our website, winningonwednesday.com, and sign up as a first-time guest. And thank you again. It's been great. Thank you.
Thank you.